Are we ready?
I'm very
Welcome into a special edition Unnecessary Roughness. I'm your host, Mike Katic. We have a special guest, T-Bob Hebert.
Are you doing right now?
T-Bob, welcome in. How are we feeling on this beautiful Friday?
Okay. I don't like this bit that you've been doing lately. All I have in this world.
I just love how pissed off
all
you
I
get.
have in this world is hosting, Mikey, okay? You're young, you're hot, you have your entire life in front of you. You're a massive
pissing you off.
social media star. You're the AFC South commissioner, okay? Yeah, you get the Kayce rate. Just this is all I got. Welcome in. Special edition of Unnecessary Roughness. It's playoff time, guys. And so we want to do a quick show here with me and Mike discussing our own playoff experience. Of course, mine coming in the BCS era. I both won and lost a BCS national championship while I was in school. And Michael, you obviously were a part of the first ever 12-team playoff.
Yes. First game in it.
Yeah, first game ever in it, true. Mm-hmm. And so we'll get into kind of the differences therein. Okay, if I ask you, when it came to the 12-team playoff, getting ready for that first game ever, what was the timeline like? Because y'all did not play in the Big Ten Championship.
No.
So does that mean you had 3 weeks from the regular season till that Notre Dame game?
So we played Purdue, I think, on the 29th, and then we played again on December 20th.
Okay.
So, yeah, 3 weeks. But we didn't find out who we were playing until after the Big Ten Championship. That's Sunday, Selection Sunday. So we had 2 weeks of knowing who we were playing.
So in the immediate week after the Purdue game, what's that schedule like? Are
that
y'all
was
just
kind of bye week.
Okay.
Resting, getting bodies right, but also still getting on the field, still hitting people, still working on like the fundamentals and things like that. But didn't know who we were playing. We had an idea of like Notre Dame, Tennessee, would we have a home game? So it was kind of, everything was up in the air, but we were just practicing against good on good and shit like that.
What would an average, during that week, what would a normal practice consist of in both time, contact level? What are you wearing? Are we full pads on the bye week first?
So usually Monday, we treated every day plus one, I guess. So on Wednesday was a normal Tuesday practice, Thursday a normal Wednesday practice. So on Wednesday, like we would have, I think, 2 days off, and then on Tuesday we would have our usual Monday, which was a lift and like a walkthrough, corrections from the previous game, things like that.
But walkthrough, no real hitting on Monday?
No. And then Tuesday, it was full pads, and it was a lot of hitting, like offensive, defensive line. Like we would do flex or stretch, and then we'd go right into like we would do shoots against each other.
Flex or stretch.
Stretch, whatever.
Yeah.
Then we would get into shoots against each other, which is full contact, offensive line versus offensive line.
Yeah.
Working combinations, and then we go right into pods against the D line, which was very physical.
What are pods? Like half line?
Like left guard, left tackle, center left guard, right tackle, right guard.
Okay, yeah.
Which were very physical with the D line. Like we got into it with them. And then we'd go team run against scout team. Or like it was like a team run walkthrough, which was a lot of reps as well. And then we go and did one-on-ones versus the D line pass rush.
Yeah.
And then we would go do team run, inside run against the scout team. And then we would do team run against the ones. It was a lot, like a lot of hitting, but it was very short. We were only on the field for about hour 20, hour 30. Yes, Sig's.
What
Sig's,
the
dude,
fuck?
Sig's practices were like this, in and out. And we were on the field, like we would do a walkthrough, and then so all together with walkthrough, pre-practice and post-practice reps, like maybe hour 45, hour 50, we were on the field.
Dude.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm reacting like that is because
Coach Miles didn't do that?
No. No. Les Miles was a very old school coach. Mm-hmm. Came from the Bo Schembechler Michigan School of Football. And first off, we never had just pure walkthrough practices. We would have walkthroughs before every practice.
Yeah.
But we always had shoulder pads on. Never didn't have shoulder pads on. Tuesday and Wednesday would be full pads. And a Monday practice would go 2 hours. A Thursday practice would go anywhere from 2 to 2.5. The Tuesday and Wednesday practices would be 3 hours long of full contact. 3 hours long of corrections, inefficiencies, just grinding fucking full team plays. And it was crazy because so in 2011, we got chosen to play Alabama for the national championship.
Who'd you beat in the semis?
Well, there's no playoffs. Are you fucking with me?
Oh, fuck. BCS was just
You got
top
chosen.
2 teams?
Top 2 teams. And we were SEC champs. We beat Georgia in the SEC championship. Alabama didn't have to play in the SEC championship.
Wow,
we beat Alabama 9-6 in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, I know that.
But they were so clearly still the second best team that they got back in. So no cities.
When did college football playoffs start? The 4 team.
Like right after that because
2015?
people were pissed.
14?
But that was kind of one of the many straws that broke the camel's back because people were pissed that it was like a rematch and it was like, well, Oklahoma State had an argument to be there, whatever. But so we played the SEC championship, then we got chosen to play Bama. That was gonna be on January 9th. So we had like a full month between games. And when I tell you, I think we had like 15 practices. Les Miles, we just did a second camp.
Yeah.
We did a straight up second camp. We were doing full tackle scrimmages.
Oh my God.
Before the game, and I kind of always been of the opinion that everybody was kind of completely exhausted by the time the game ran around.
Dude, our bowl prep my freshman year was way worse than playoff prep because we played on January 2nd and we didn't play in the Big Ten Championship. So it was
second bowl sucked because it's like
it was more than a month
it's
actually.
like not a great bowl game.
No.
And you got to wait forever, so you can't even get done with it.
So it was a whole nother camp, and our starting right guard, who was all Big Ten, towards ACL in the bull prep.
Yep.
So it's like what the and then that's when our coaches were like, okay, let's chill the fuck out.
Who's my best friend, All-American Will Blackwell. He was swiping his fucking card, dude. He had a concussion.
So sick.
Swiping the vet
Fucking
card.
bastard.
Yeah, and then so here I am. I'm doing and this is really actually my normal practice schedule, but in these super long marathon fucking practices, I'm doing, because I was a swing man. I started all 3 positions in the interior all 3 of my years.
Worst.
I just fit in wherever I could. I kind of really enjoyed it, actually. I never thought of it as a negative.
So many reps.
Well, the thing was, so like my normal practice schedule became 2 reps at left guards with the ones, 2 reps at right guard with the ones, and then 2 reps at center with the 2s, and then I would get 2 plays off. So I was doing a 3-play-to-1 ratio during these fucking marathons, and then Coach Miles didn't even fucking play me in the Natty. Fucking awful.
Is he still alive?
He has dementia.
Why didn't you play my fucking boy?
It's okay. Look, I've talked about this at length. There's all kind of rumors and everything that there's all kind of crazy rumors that I like started a revolution. There was like all this drama. Nothing like that happened. I just think he thought that I wasn't the best option to play, which to me, again, I vehemently disagree with.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like anything nefarious, and I've since forgiven him because that poisoned my life for many, many years, the anger that I was carrying around with myself. But yeah,
it's
that was
sick that you knew you were playing in the national championship a month before.
Yeah, it was crazy. The problem was
a lot of cool buildup.
Like, the problem is, who else knew?
Alabama.
Nick Saban.
Yeah.
And if people want to talk about like, well, what happened in the game? Like what kind of, like all these crazy rumors that started and everything. It's like with the benefit of hindsight now, I think we can clearly say it was Nick Saban versus Les Miles with a month to prepare.
Yeah.
And even granted, like in the first game in which we beat them, we had a bye week. It's called the Game of the Century. I think it still might be the highest watched game of all time. One of the Ohio State Michigans might have topped it, but it's like over 20 million people watched it. But we had 2 weeks in the run of that game, and we actually kind of got our ass kicked. Our defense just stood on its head, and like they missed some field goals and shit, and so we kind of ended up winning when we shouldn't have. But yeah, with the month to prepare and the different preparation techniques, we just got absolutely fucking smoked. They knew they were calling out our plays before we ran them.
Oh, it's the most demeaning, making you feel so worthless thing.
Yeah.
You're helpless. You're can't helpless.
Do anything. They would point to where the ball was going.
I would always say no. And they'd be like, no, oh, dude, the slide's coming this way. Nuh-uh. No, we're going the other way. So was, like the famous clip of Manti Te'o saying, like watching Alabama run out of the tunnel and like they're like all intimidated. You know that?
Wait, hold on, Lukey. These are all more recent. Look up LSU Alabama Game of the Century ratings. Sorry, what?
Do you remember the famous clip of Manti Te'o talking about their national championship, and like they had the same tunnel that they ran out in, and how intimidating it was seeing. Was it the same? Like,
so I will say this. This is something that's always kind of been.
You played them earlier in the year, but I don't.
Yeah. We weren't intimidated by Bama. Like at that point in my career, we had a 3-2 record against them going into that game. It was always a battle, and it determined who won the year, like in the SEC and everything. But it but we were never. But you are getting into something that has kind of been whispered about amongst the boys, but we've never really talked about it very directly, which is there was some bad juju in the air.
About?
Maybe a little bit of intimidation, maybe a little bit of fear, maybe a little bit of, I don't want to say fear because I don't think we really feared anyone, but even before the game, it just didn't feel quite right. And I remember being in the hotel when there was this Iowa State game that through the, in the BCS era, there's a crazy series of events where Iowa State beats Oklahoma State on a Friday night game. And we basically could tell a month or two ahead of time that meant Alabama was going to get in. And I remember me and Will, my roommate at the time, we were just like, fuck dude. Yeah. Like, motherfucker. Like, we got kind of lucky to be the first time. We never said that.
Yeah.
So there was a bad feeling, I thought, in the locker room before the game. And, well, yeah.
I think every player goes through, like every player would be lying if they said they weren't intimidated by a team.
Yeah.
Like my freshman year, seeing Ohio State walk out of, like in so we played them at home, and the way that our stadium, they were walking out of the visitor tunnel and the shadow was perfectly casted. It was like a cinematic, it was casted over these Buckeye uniforms, like the classic scarlet and gray. And I see Chase Young at the front with his 6-pack hanging out.
Yeah, first team
full
off
arm
the bus.
sleeve,
First team all bus team.
Like blonde dreads coming out of his helmet. I was like, oh my God, we are about to get fucked on. I think we lost 2019. I think we lost 52-0. And they came out and just look up the score. See what the score is.
I would say that we never lost that bad, but we literally did lose 21-0 in the Natty. Like that was our worst loss.
But like
ever.
I feel like every player who has played in a big time conference has a moment where they're like, oh my God, we're about to get shit on. Like we are unmatched.
I never had that from I don't think I ever had that from a team perspective.
But your personal.
But I would say for me personally, yes. Like there was a Florida game my first year starting when Florida was in their prime, and
this year.
It was the worst game I ever played. It's the one I told you about where I graded out so low that after film on Monday, I cried at the urinal when I was pissing. Started crying to myself. Yeah, that was bad. Like Takeo Spikes. Or not Takeo Spikes, Brandon Spikes and them. That was, they were intimidating. You're right.
It breaks a man.
So, again, I thought there was a little bit of a bad feeling in the air before that Bama game. Did you feel that before Notre Dame?
No. I was really confident in our team because we had we came off this season. Obviously, we lost to Ohio State week 11, but came off the season really high, beat our rival Purdue handily. We had a great 2 weeks of Notre Dame prep, and we thought, we're going to have, it's in Indiana. It's a battle of Indiana.
Yeah.
We thought, we're going to have a great crowd there. Like, it's going to be an awesome environment, which it was, but we didn't have nearly as many people in the Crimson.
You would have thought because it was like, the first
lot of green.
Game,
a lot of green.
Yeah. Maybe the Notre Dame fans just weren't giving up the tickets, to be fair.
No, and even during the game, I thought I played one of my best games against them. The first play I had an MA and I had a bust, but
that's tough to overcome too when you have the rough start in a big game like that. That's a mind fuck.
But another thing is like we weren't playing in Alabama, like we weren't playing an intimidating and very good front. We were playing a very undersized, quick front.
Interesting.
But it wasn't like, I wasn't like, oh, we're going to get overpowered. Like, this is, like, I have to be on. But it was just like, it was more of a mental thing. Like, they moved every play. They brought the linebackers on many simulated blitzes, things like that. So it was more so we're not going to get overpowered, but like, we just have to lock into our eyes and make sure we're on the right points and things like that. And then, they threw an interception. We drove. We threw an interception, and that's when Jeremiah Love ran at 98. And then I was like, oh, fuck. I sat down. I was like, ah, shit. Like, we got
I've had that oh, fuck feeling before, too, when Cam Newton had this incredible run against us and kind of stiff-arm Pat P into the end zone. And we didn't finish top 5 that year. They won the Natty. But yeah, I remember sitting on the bench at Jordan Hare and looking up at the scoreboard and being like, oh, fuck, man, we're done.
Yeah, is this against you guys?
Yes, look at this run, dude. This guy was unfucking real.
Cam Newton was like actually like
Frieza final form, dude.
Like he was a literal giant superhero.
Yeah. I always just you don't know Dragon Ball Z, do you?
Superman when he would do like that was literally he's literally Superman.
In Dragon Ball Z, there's this character Frieza that's like one of the big bad guys, and to me, he was always Frieza's final form. That's what we used to call him because we were all big DBZ nerds. God.
So like watching guys like that, are you like, oh my God?
I mean,
how
again,
is he human?
Because the game, I think it might have been a 1-score game after this play, and it was still like the crowd was so crazy. It was, and I was just like, okay, we're not winning. Because
what is he, 6'5"? He was probably 230.
He's bigger than the lineman. You saw him there, yeah. He's like, and he's moving like that, so fluid. It's crazy. But okay, so you mentioned your freshman year.
Yes.
Basically doing a second camp for the bowl game. What was Curt Cignetti's camp prep like? Which would be very relevant to exactly Curt Cignetti's playoff prep like, which is relevant as he'll be getting this Indiana team ready like that right now.
Yeah, it's the same as any other game week. It's the same week, but it's just now they're playing on the 1st, so it's going to be like probably 3 weeks of normal
like game week of like normal game week.
But it's going to be a lot. Yeah, it's going to be less. The first week is going to be less intense, maybe less reps, kind of still getting guys back to healthy. And then probably by that Thursday, Friday of the first week of prep, that's when they're fully diving in a lot in the meeting room. Like Coach Bostad, our O-line coach, is like, as much film as you can get, and then let's go take what we just learned from the film. And we would do walkthroughs in the weight room. We would do hundreds and hundreds of reps per day, just like blitz pickup and running through. They would give us one defense, and then we'd run every single run play against that defense. We'd switch to another defense. So like Coach Bostad,
that's so efficient.
The amount of reps that like you would. I wish like I could take you to an Indiana practice and watch the O-line because he's an old school O-line coach. Like reps. Like on Thursdays, dude, our blitz pickup, we'd run, the ones would run, I think 100 straight reps in probably eight minutes.
What? Wait, how? Wait, what?
Dude, like snap the ball, set, boom. This is what we're doing. All right, now we're running this. Set the ball, boom, snap. Oh, set the ball, boom, and
so efficient.
It's unbelievable. And obviously during it, I'm like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But then you get there on Saturday and you're not unprepared for one thing.
That's crazy.
But I just got it off on a tangent. But back to like bull prep.
No, I love that though because it's the polar opposite of my practice experience.
Dude, we
could not have been more inefficient with our time.
That's why I think Coach Sig's practices are so effective. Is because how efficient each position group is like during their time.
Yeah,
because we do periods and their periods, some are 3 minutes.
We would just sit on zero forever.
That's how we were sometimes with our old staff.
We would just stay
there.
One
time, dude.
Repeat it.
One time we were in spring ball, and I fucking hated spring ball with everything in me.
Yeah, the older you get, the more you hate spring.
Because you're not working towards a season. You're working towards a fucking spring game.
Yeah.
It does fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Dude, we got to period, and back with our old staff, we would do like 28 period practices.
Yeah.
5 minutes a period. Dude, we got to period 15. And the clock just went back to zero. And they're like,
oh, just started over.
So what is that? Hour 15?
Oh my
gone.
God. So like 40 something period.
We're all like, yo, what happened? They're like, oh, clock did the whole fucking practice.
Wait, hold on. Were they trying to say it was a clock malfunction?
Yeah.
No, wait. No. That's fucking stupid. I thought the coach got pissed at y'all and was like, start it over.
No, he was like, let's
Saban
go back to fucking, and we just did it all like, we just like repeated everything, and then it was horrible.
I think what we're hearing, guys, are the differences between good coaches and bad coaches.
Dude, it was fucking.
I think bad coaches can have this idea that you have to do more, but really you have to do it more correctly.
And I think Sig is proving that to be success, like proving that to be helpful and efficient.
Yeah,
because Sig is known for
Steve Spurrier thing too. Like he was always very famous. Like, if you can't get the work done by 5 o'clock, you ain't getting it done. So like, we put the hay in the barn. Let's just see what happens.
Exactly.
Sorry, what were you saying about Sig though? What he's proving?
Yeah, but like he's have said it publicly, like his practices are very short, but they're efficient. Like he doesn't need people to be on the field for 3 hours to get what he can get done in an hour and a half, like done. You know what I'm saying?
It makes so much sense.
But back to Coach Bostad, like the amount of reps we do in the film room, like I wish I could give you like a packet to show you like how he broke down film and like how he conducted his meetings. And
God, I'd love to see it,
dude. It's like Mondays.
Did he come over with Sig?
No, so he got hired from Wisconsin after my 4th year. Okay, with the old staff.
So you had 2 years.
I had 2 years with him, and I made the biggest jump of my career. Like the amount of progress I made in that 1 year alone was unbelievable, and like. I learned so much from him, especially like the way he breaks down defenses. I'm like, holy shit, dude, where was this my whole career?
It's amazing what a good coach can do.
It's crazy.
Because I'm with you. Our last 2 years, we made massive improvements as well, and it was all because Ben Wilkerson, who was one of the great LSU Tiger linemen, and then but he blew out his knee in a pointless Vandy game, so he ended up making it in the NFL. But then he came back to help coach us, and it was just like. His ability to teach technique was just unlike anything we'd ever gotten before, and we got so much fucking better.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy what a and I love my old line coach. Like I still talk to him all the time. He's great, but it's just like there was something that happened culturally and just leadership wise, and like the product on the field was just so much better. Like we went from one of the worst offensive line units in the whole country to semifinalists of like the Joe Moore Award last year.
Yeah, that's insane. You should ask him if he'll let us come sit in on the meeting.
I'm sure he would. He'd love to.
I would love to watch how he teaches ball.
Bro, dude, it's intense.
Really?
He's an intense motherfucker, dude.
Is he a big does he motherfuck you?
Yeah. He always like something about me he just like loved. So he would never,
really?
Like, even other players were like, dude, why does he never fucking yell at you?
Fucking teacher's pet over here.
No, I wasn't. That's the thing. Like there was a lot of
pussy.
I think it was because I was a captain. He respected my leadership, and
you'd been there for a long time.
Yeah, you gotta get
the leaders on your side.
Yeah, but he was fucking man.
But like, was he a big cursor? Shout out Coach Stud, who I love dearly. Yeah. My old O-line coach as well. He he was. I had like a strike counter out one time, like those number clicker things. Yeah. And I can't remember the exact number. We're talking like just a few minutes over 100 fuck words. Dude. He'd be like, you're more worthless than goose shit on a pump handle.
Yeah, dude.
You're weaker than a whore on a piss pot. I
could go, dude. He would call us he's like, you're soft as fucking warm butter. He would call us like, it looks like you're putting hands on tits the way you're punching that guy. Like, it looks like you're moving in molasses in the wintertime. Or like, he would say, like, he would call us lemmings.
Baby shit.
He would call us lemmings. And he would always say, like, the whole Chinese army's coming to get you. We're like, what?
Is that how he sounds?
No, he's like, listen, like, we got like, He's got
the coaching voice where it's just been his vocal cords have permanent damage from hundreds of years of yelling.
I'll ask him if we can come to like a spring ball practice. Dude.
Oh, I'd be so sick,
dude. You would love this guy. He would. You'd be like, oh wow, now I know why this fucking. Yeah, he's legit.
And so Sig, smart coach. He was there when you got there. I was like, you're staying.
Yeah, he was the only person on staff that he kept.
There you go. Good coach, Cignetti. Yep. All right, so as we wrap up here, Mikey, how are we feeling about Indiana? Because on roughness,
what Brandon thinks we're fucking Brandon.
He's still kind of beating this
never
drum.
Believes, bro.
He's still saying now, well, Alabama. He thinks Alabama's going to beat Oklahoma because they're so good, and then Alabama's Alabama and Indiana. Look what they did in the playoff last year, and they're going to win. And it just infuriates me. We can beat. Like, first off, now Oklahoma's interesting because Oklahoma's defense is such that I do believe they're capable of beating anybody. Their offense just is not good enough to beat everybody, like to beat all the way through the bracket. But Oklahoma's a little more scary to me. Alabama feels so much more infinitely flawed to me than does Indiana. Indiana is the most complete team in the country, right there with Ohio State.
I agree.
Oregon maybe right behind them. I just I don't know. I mean, maybe it'd be because like Kalen DeBoer's had success in I don't know. It seems crazy.
Dude, we can go on the road and beat a number 3 Oregon team, and then we can go to the Big Ten Championship, be the number 1 team in the country, and then people are still like, that's same.
It doesn't make it's fucking.
It's going to be the same Indiana. It's like, no, we've proved that we're not the same Indiana.
And I said it going into the Ohio State game that everybody thinks that there's this massive talent gap, but there's really not.
No. And I said that months ago on this show.
Look at the stats. Like the statistically, there was nothing fluky about what Indiana's done this year. They're right there with Ohio State. So
then people are saying, oh, you caught Ohio State at a great time. They played a bad game. I'm like, bro.
Why did they play a bad game? Because Indiana forced them to play a bad game, dude.
A couple months ago on Unnecessary Roughness, I said the trenches on the offensive defensive linemen on both sides of the ball, Ohio State and Indiana are way closer than they have been in the past. And it proved in Indianapolis, we sacked Stan, I think, 4 times, 5, something like that? Yeah. 5 times?
Yeah, no, and
we ran the ball well against them.
We highlighted this for the game. This is an Indiana team that I think led the Big Ten in sacks. They by far had the most TFLs. It's the most disruptive front in the conference. So I believe in y'all. Yeah, do you believe?
Yes, I do believe. A lot.
Hell yeah, dude.
5 sacks, and they had what, 3, 4? 3? Yeah. Dude, I mean, and, you know, I don't know. It's just like, it was a great game. It was very fair, like neck and neck. And then, you know, it's just like, then they're like, oh, you're going to take this win when our kicker missed a kick. I'm like, bro, you missed a fucking kick. You had all the opportunities to score. You were in the red zone like 4 times and you walked away with 3 points.
That is the other thing. Indiana
so worked up, dude.
With an elite red zone defense. We highlighted that. Best touchdown percentage, best defensive red zone touchdown percentage in the entire country.
I think Ohio State was 1 before that game.
I believe. I think I thought they were, and then I looked it up, and they were actually a little bit behind.
Really?
Indiana. Go to cfbstats.com, Lukey. It's the best place to go. I'll coach you through it real quick, and then I got to go. And then you go to touchdown percentage. There you go.
Yeah.
Indiana 1. Ohio State 2. Yep. And how many times did they get down in the red zone and not come away with touchdowns? Was it 3 or 4 trips? Yeah. 4 trips, 1 tud?
1 tud, yeah.
Difference in the game, boys.
One field goal and 1 missed field goal.
And Greg Olson talked to us about this on Wake Up Barstool, and he's so right. The new modern age defensive theory is we're kind of, and this may be more NFL than college, but that we're kind of okay with you getting your yardage in the middle of the field. But what we're going to focus everything on from a practice and game planning standpoint, we're going to be great in the red zone.
And that's what Sig harps on a lot.
There you go. Situational ball, guys, high leverage moments. That's what decides when you get into these playoff scenarios with the best teams in the country. And make no mistake, these are the best teams in the country. Best of luck, Mike.
Thank you.
Best of luck to Indiana. Love you.
Love you, buddy.
All right, guys, that was a special episode of Unnecessary Roughness. Hope you enjoyed it. We got plenty more coming up throughout these playoffs, so like all those good things. We love you. We'll see you next time.